Former President Donald Trump makes a rare visit to Georgia tonight. He held a rally in Perry, campaigning on behalf of several of the state's rising stars in the Republican Party. As Fox 5 News Edge reporter Rob DiRienzo explains, Republicans are looking ahead to next year's midterms, while much of what Trump had to say tonight was still focused on the previous election.
Former President Trump packed thousands of people into the National Fairgrounds in Perry on Saturday night. Now, we heard a lot of the same disproven election conspiracy theories, both from Trump himself and a few of the state's rising pro-Trump Republicans. At times, it sounded like a bit of a rally against Republican Governor Brian Kemp for not interfering in the 2020 election.
This guy's a disaster. He's a disaster.
Coming up on 1 year since former President Donald Trump was voted out of office, his visit to Georgia was full of unfounded fraud allegations and blame for President Joe Biden's win in the state. His sights are now set on Republicans' next big fight.
1 year from now, Georgia is going to be a central battleground in our fight to rescue our beloved nation.
A big part of that fight, Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker,
hey, let's get that up. Let's get it up. Come on.
Who could go up against Democratic Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock should he win the Republican primary.
If we hold people accountable, we wouldn't be in the mess we're in today. And it is time for us to stand up as people to hold our elected official accountable.
We're going to fire your ultra-left-wing Senator Ralph Warnock and elect the great Herschel Walker to the United States Senate.
Also on stage, Congressman Jody Hice, who seeks to oust Georgia's Republican Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. He said he wants to see people go to jail over Trump's 11,000 vote loss in the state.
As long as these people are allowed to continue cheating, they will do so. It's time that we see some prosecution take place.
Trump is not only hoping to unseat Democrats from office, but Republicans who he felt didn't do enough to stop his loss. Here he is talking about that now infamous phone call with Governor Brian Kemp.
When I called him about election integrity, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I can't do that. I said, no.
At one point, maybe joking, maybe not, Trump said he would support Stacey Abrams in the governor's office over Kemp.
And that's okay. Stacey, would you like to take his place? It's okay with me.
In response to the former president's visit here to Georgia, Democrats put out a scathing statement. It reads in part, after tanking our economy, contributing to hundreds of thousands of Americans losing their lives, and pushing a big lie that led to an assault on the Capitol and police officers, you'd think Republicans would recognize his toxicity and want him to fade into obscurity. Instead, Republicans across the country, and especially in Georgia, keep kissing the ring of Donald Trump. In Atlanta, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.